Welcome to the TBR Service Center Human Resources and Payroll Training Session for Employment and Salary Verifications. Employment verifications can be received in several formats, including via phone, mail, or fax, whereas salary verifications can only be received by mail or fax and must include an authorized signature. Employment verifications traditionally originate from employment screening agencies, whereas salary verifications can be received from mortgage or loan companies or the Department of Labor and Workforce Development. When you receive a verification request, you will need to determine if the request is for an employment or salary verification. Both requests will include verifications for employment information. Salary requests will also require verification for items such as annual gross base pay and overtime. First, we will discuss the components needed to complete an employment verification. Employment verifications will include dates of employment, position title, brief description of duties, resignation information, reason for termination, and eligibility for rehire. Description of duties, reason for termination, and eligibility for rehire are not stored in Banner. These details will need to be sourced from the employee's permanent record. All other items will be retrieved from the Banner system. To obtain this information, you will need to log into Banner using your unique username and password. Once you are logged in, you will go to the navigation pane and go to the employee page by typing in the Banner code PEMPL or the Banner page name employee. Once the PEMPL screen populates, you will need to select an employee. To do so, click on the ID search icon to access the List for Person page to select the employee. After you click on this link, the Select a Query field will populate. Here you will select by ID or last name. Then you will click Go. Click on the employee whose information you need to research. Then click Select. Once the employee populates on the main landing page, you will click Go to view their detailed information.
Once the employee page populates, you will first look at the General Employee section. This section will include employee status, as well as whether the employee was part or full-time. Next, scroll down to the Service Date section. Here, you will view the current hire date to determine the employee's first date of employment, and the last work date to indicate the last date of employment, if applicable. The next section is Termination. Here you will find a reason code as well as a termination date to include on the employee verification.
The PEMPL screen will only show the employee's current position. If you need to view the employee's history, you will need to access the Employee History page. Next, you will need to go to the Employee Jobs page to look up the employee's title. To do so, first click Exit on your current Banner page. This will bring you back to the navigation page. Here you will enter either NBA Jobs or Employee Jobs to access the page. Once this page populates, you will again click on the ID search icon. If this is for the same employee you previously viewed on the PEMPL page, the ID may pre-populate. Next, you will click the Position Search icon. When the option list populates, click on the List of Employee Jobs option. This will populate a list of all positions previously held by the employee. Once you select the correct position, click Select. When the landing page populates, click Go. Once the page populates, select the Job Detail tab. Here you will be able to view the title field to see the employee's current position title. Once you have obtained the employee title, you have entered all information that is stored within Banner. Now that you've completed the form, you will need to return it to the requester. All forms should be returned via mail, fax, or email based on the requested mode of delivery. A form should also be archived to the employee's personnel file. Next, we will review the additional information needed for a salary verification. Salary verifications will include employee verification information as well as year-to-date salary totals and total wages earned. To find this information, you will use Banner. Once you've returned to the main navigation page, you will enter the Employee Year-to-Date Totals page, or PEATOTE, into the navigation bar. Once the screen populates, you will need to enter the employee ID. The ID should pre-populate if this is the same employee whose information you were just sourcing for the employment verification. You will also need to enter the designated year into the year field, as well as select either calendar or fiscal using the appropriate radio button.
Once you have completed all fields, click Go. This will populate the main landing page where you will be able to view hours worked, gross amount, and net amount earnings.
And this information can be viewed by month, quarterly, or yearly date totals. Next, you will need to go to the Check Detail Inquiry page to review total wages earned. To do so, exit the Employee Year-to-Date Totals page to return to the navigation screen. Once here, enter Check Detail Inquiry or the banner code. When the screen populates, you will need to enter the employee ID into the ID field. Again, this ID should pre-populate provided you are still referencing the same employee. You will also need to enter the designated year as well as the pay ID for the employee.
To select the pay ID, click the Pay ID search icon. This will populate the pay event list page. Click on the pay ID you would like to query, then click Select. When you return to the landing page, click Go.
When the screen populates, it will display an online check stub. This will show the net amount and check number for any check that has been calculated. Specific fields that you can see are gross amount, disposition, deductions, and net amount. In entering this information into the salary request form, you will need to determine the specific time period that is being reviewed, as well as whether information is being requested by month or annually. Verifications may request total earnings from the start of employment. This will require you to manually add earnings from all calendar years that are represented on the PIA-TOTE screen. Once you have completed this process, you will need to return the salary verification to the requester. This can be returned via fax, email, or mail, depending on the mode of requested delivery. Once this is complete, archive a finalized copy in the employee's personnel file.